All right, so I'm going over my Belabox setup. Probably like the fourth Belabox, but this is the first Orange Pi setup. There's the Orange Pi setup right here. It's the Orange Pi, standard case I'm using. And I'm also using one modem, that's it. It's the M2000, which technically obsolete. There's probably M3000 now, which I haven't tried yet. It works fine for now. I highly recommend getting this one if you could find it used on eBay, probably like 40, 60 bucks or something like that, and just keep using it until the system, cellular companies stop accepting the bands. Right now, it's fine in my opinion. So I recommend the M2000, and this battery is going towards Orange Pi, keeps it powered up fully. I recommend this battery. All the links for all the products will be in the description as well. And as you can probably see, this cocoon may also have extra cables just in case. Highly recommend keeping a cocoon with extra cables when you're live streaming IRL, because you don't know which one's going to break. And I recommend keeping a little extra battery in there too. I use my extra battery for the Sony Action Cam. This is like probably what 23,000 milliamp, I think. They're smaller now than before, that's for sure. Just this is a 65 watt, and it's like 30,000 milliamp. You can't really travel to Southeast Asia. They're very strict with numbers on milliamps. I think it's 24,000 ish. You can't travel with around there. And I am on the mic right now. I am streaming the backpack to my OBS nolbs server. By the way, I can show you right now, right there. So we are live right now. The image is a little bit pixelated because we are on the stream. So this is probably what, less than 5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. And if you want to put more batteries, you could probably put more batteries in there. Probably fit like another one of these. I have another one up there, and you should be fine for like what? I mean, if this is fully powered, this will last at least 14 hours minimum. This specific setup. I did TwitchCon, I think like 15 hours, but I think I swapped out at the 14-hour mark or 13-hour mark. I don't remember. I had like another battery. I have 3 of these, so they work perfectly well. And I prefer the Orange Pi over the Nano. Don't use the Nano if you can. I think the Nano right now, in my opinion, is obsolete. Unless you can have like spare ones like sitting around, and you could probably use them for something, then nothing, or sell them if you can. On the back right here, you'll have like 3 HDMI ports. On the back, I had 2 covers, 2 HDMI covers, like caps. I just filled them in, just in case I don't want to chance it if water goes in. So I just have this one for the Sony Action Cam, and this is for on the back right here. This is for the DJI mic, and it goes into this little USB port in the front, which works perfectly fine. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there is 2 Ethernet ports. I haven't tried, honestly. I haven't needed it. I think I'm using a Belabox, an SRT works perfectly fine in the USA for major cities, probably on 1 modem. Sometimes it's preferred to have 2 just in case, like in LA. I definitely recommend having 2 minimum, because LA's infrastructure is like not the greatest compared to New York City. Infrastructure is a little bit more better, but there's a lot more underground stuff in New York City. So that's why if you don't plan to go underground, you should be fine on just 1 modem, honestly. And like having a backup second connection, like from your phone, and just do a hotspot to the Belabox, and that's just a backup as needed, basically. In my opinion, that should work out fine. This modem is running AT&T from CircledIn. I'm using CircledIn. If you want to, I put the link for the discounted code. I think it's like $5 or $10 off on your first month, and I highly recommend using them. I have no issues sometimes. Sometimes I have issues. It varies. Like obviously, just congestion, you will get decreased speeds. Deprioritize data. That's how it usually works when you do cheap data. You get cheap data, you get deprioritized. This is how it is. Now, if you don't want to get deprioritized, if you want to be like top priority, you have to pay 100 minimum or more, sometimes $150 a month. You don't want to do that if you're poor. So I recommend CircledIn.com. if you want like cheaper data. The cheapest data in the US, but it's like super deprioritized, is Visible. Highly recommend them too. And I also have a discount code. I think it's like what, $10, $15 off on your first month. I don't remember. But definitely recommend checking them both out. I'll put the links in the description. And that's pretty much it for USA streaming. This is perfectly fine if you're not doing a phone stream. I prefer this over the phone stream only because I like using hands-free and POV type of view. And I'll show you that right now, actually. Actually, before I do that, I'll show you the backpacks. Like I use a mesh backpack. Make sure you have a lot of air flowing in. And I have, just in case, I have a rain cover. Rain cover is perfect to make sure you're safe, at least your gear is safe. And this is all I do, really. When it's raining, all I do is get into cover and make sure I'm dried first and my backpack is safe, and just cover it like this. And that's it. And it's safe. I've walked in rain with this, by the way, and it's fine. I mean, unless you're in a hurricane, don't recommend walking in a hurricane and streaming. And just put it in right here. And that's it. You're fine. Now, granted, don't make sure nothing else is electronic and it's exposed, and you should be a-okay. Your speaker should be waterproof. I highly recommend JBL, unless you want to try other brands like I did. I did try like a more Chinese generic brand. It's like $20 or something like that for the speaker. I highly recommend using one of these when it's raining out for your Sony Action Cam. If you're using Sony Action Cam, which I highly recommend, just open it up, put it over like this on the camera, and you just literally cut the hole like this. Cut the hole over the lens, like the lens protector, and you make sure the back fully covers the back and the cables, and you're fully covered. Now, if you want to be a little bit more risk taker, and you can pull it down a little bit under the microphone area to make sure you get clear audio, you can do that. As long as you make sure the audio port hole is actually covered by the air reduction thing you have on over it, then you should be fine. You're fully covered. I had no issues when it's raining. Obviously, again, avoid hurricanes, and you should be fine. Now, let me show you the other backpack, which I don't really use a lot, unless it's like really warm out. And it's very tiny. So it's very compact. No cocoon. Very, very tiny and compact. I recommend. This is a water. It's a water backpack, hydrogen backpack, whatever you want to call it. And you just put your Belabox, your Orange Pi, into there, and the battery somewhere around there, wherever you can fit it. And you put two batteries, one for the Orange Pi. I keep it separate. Always keep it separate, the battery from the Orange Pi and anything else. Have a dedicated battery for just the Orange Pi to make sure voltage and anything else is not up and down. Always keep it consistent. Now, the other battery would be powering up any fans. Like I have two fans on here, and one right here on the side, one right here on the bottom. And if you want, you can put in the bottom the battery if you want, or if you want to put the extra battery in there, it's up to you, whatever you want. And you put the modem in there too. That's it. I do have another one of these as well, and it works perfectly fine. Very, very lightweight. A little bit more lightweight than the other one, but I just can't carry as much. That's probably that's why. So those are two backpacks, and I basically the same internal engine essentially. Very lightweight, but you can carry more stuff into the bigger backpack. That's basically it. The total amount of weight I have here, probably with like a bunch of stuff in the pockets, it's probably about like what, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, and that's pretty much it. I could go like 14 hours with no issues. Like I start to have strain probably at 15 hours on my back, and that's pretty much it. I did TwitchCon about every day, almost 15 hours every day, except for that one Saturday because I lost my voice. So I definitely recommend this backpack setup, in my opinion. If any questions on this, just let me know. Throw in the comments, DM me, whatever you want to do, really.